You guys, some of you guys have too much time on your hands because tell me why there is a massive chunk of people that tried to cancel Flamingo the other day, and it got so bad to the point where he had to remove a video. So today we're going to talk about it because I honestly don't feel like this is some like malicious attempt to, advertise something of this nature. I think it was honestly just an innocent mistake, but I do want to talk about it because I think the topic of this video is very important, and the message people are trying to spread is also very valid. However, I feel like the way some people are doing it is just very accusatory and harmful, so we're gonna get into it. Now, some quick background context. Flamingo is basically a Roblox YouTuber known for like having some sort of, I would call it kind of like edgy humor, which I know people are like, it's not edgy, but for a long time, Flamingo, wasn't actually in the Roblox Star program because his content, I guess, was like too edgy for Roblox. But obviously, Roblox becoming like the platform it is today, ended up eventually accepting him into the Star program, and he has become one of the, I don't know if he's the biggest, I think he's the biggest, I might be wrong, but he's one of the biggest Roblox YouTubers in the entire platform. He's very, very famous, and he's known for basically making comedy videos and gameplays and stuff like that. And personally, if you guys couldn't tell, I'm obviously a huge Flamingo fan. Which, side note, obviously this video is going to be a little bit biased, my bad. But regardless, basically a couple days ago, Flamingo ended up posting a video of him playing a game called Bad Parenting. Now, basically, this is a game on Steam. I'm not going to get too much into the game itself because it's not the game itself that causes backlash. It's actually someone associated with the game that caused the backlash. So basically, Flamingo posted a video of himself playing this game, and after a couple hours, I eventually started to notice that on Twitter, a bunch of people are commenting, Flamingo, how could you? And basically retweeting a screenshot of his thumbnail. And I was like, what is going on here? And I was very confused. So I did some diving. I went to the video, went through the comments, and there was a bunch of people basically shaming him, saying, why would you play this game? This is disgusting, blah, blah, blah. And so obviously I was very, very confused, and I did some research. Now, I do need to clarify for legal reasons, this is all alleged. It's very important to recognize stuff is alleged versus, proven in a court of law. If it hasn't been proven in the court of law, it's not really substantiated, even if there's like, quote, evidence, just because evidence can be faked, and there has been instances where evidence is faked. However, I'm not going to speak to the legitimacy of these claims just because I just don't know enough about the situation. So, with that in mind, I basically took this Reddit thread by someone who seems pretty informed on the situation, and I will also link a video down below if you guys would like to watch it about more about the situation after you watch this. But basically, there's a thread about why people are so angry with Flamingo, and it has to do with one of the developers for the game. Now, the thread reads, hey everyone, I made a post here a while ago about the Bad Parenting game developer getting accused of being a child blank. When I made the post, there was a lack of clear details, and there hadn't been a response from the game dev on, I think is how you say that, that I knew of. I never really heard anything else about it up until now. The video I linked is 2 months old now, but I think it clears up so much of the confusion we were left with. Which, side note, I did watch this video just because when I was doing my research, I came across it. It's a very well-made video. Props to this person. Very, very good video. So I will link that down below if you guys would like to learn more about this and do a deep dive, because I feel like the creator covered it very, very well. But regardless, this writer goes on to say, to summarize, On 22 is accused of being in a relationship with a 14 blank. Someone made a Google Doc about it, and there are screenshots of some very inappropriate Discord messages between the two. On had a Discord server called 2002 Games for his fans of his work, which is where the two met. Which, typical Discord e-dating type vibes here, I'm scared. On's initial response to all this was basically, I told her to wait until she was 18, they were jokes about being a couple that we shouldn't have been joking about. I was venting to her, I picked her because kids don't judge. I apologized to her in private, and I don't owe you guys an apology. This is not verbatim what he said, just a summary of it, and he asked how waiting was grooming and went on to try and justify his actions, which, side note, although this is all alleged, there is so much wrong in that sentence. First of all, being that this person is in a position of power. Not only are they a popular game developer, but they also, it sounds like, own this server. And so when, especially an adult, is in a position of power, and they have that power over someone who is much younger than them, and they're trying to basically elicit certain reactions or trying to engage in certain behaviors, that, in my opinion, is incredibly predatory. You are in a position of power, you have power over someone who is significantly younger than you should not be talking to them. And the whole, allegation that allegedly this person was 14 and they chose them because, oh, they're a kid and kids don't judge. Is it that kids don't judge, or is it that kids don't snitch? What is it? Because I don't think the judgment thing is what's going on here, because there's lots of adults that can be not judgmental. Or here's a catch. Maybe if you don't want to be judged for something you're going to say, go to a therapist. Guys, maybe go to a therapist instead of a literal child. Okay? They have timetables to be doing. They don't gotta be here being your therapist on Discord, okay? Get out of here. But regardless, they go on to say, On ended up making a Google Doc of his own, trying to explain his side of the story. In the same doc, he made a lot of accusations with screenshots against other members of his Discord. Which, side note, if you're making allegations against other people, that means that you, I guess, in my opinion, my perception of this is that you knew other people were being inappropriate in your Discord server, and you didn't kick them out. Birds of a feather flock together, that's all I'll say. They go on to say, I will say it sounds like a Discord was full of weirdos. However, the other members of the Discord being weird too doesn't excuse what he himself did. He also never denied any of the screenshots from the first document, so I can only assume it's all real. And he doesn't give an explanation for some of the most damning ones. Which again, I hate it. Oh my god. I hate it when people are like taking accountability for something. That was like one of the threads that I read in a recent video. It was like someone trying to take accountability and they're like, but guys, this guy's worse. That's like going like to a jury trial and being like, I killed one person, but John over here killed two. So punish him. Like, come on, like, what are you doing? Two wrongs do not make a right. What are you talking about right now? But anyways, this person finishes by saying, all in all, this is a huge mess. I don't think anyone should support his future endeavors should he continue making games. The YouTube video I linked fully dives into everything better than I could summarize, so I highly suggest watching it if you're interested. Which again, I will link that video down below. Again, a very, very well made video. I watched it, I thought it was great. Definitely please go support that creator. But regardless, you can obviously see why some people had the reaction that they had to seeing Flamingo play this game, because they're like, oh my god, Flamingo, you're playing a game that this alleged developer worked on that was doing some allegedly nasty stuff with somebody who was not the same age as them. So obviously I can understand why people would be hurt by this, and we're obviously quick to jump at Flamingo and be like, hey, did you know that this was happening? Like, did you know this was up? However, the way people went about doing that was some of them, not all of them, some people really did try to come at it from a place of education, but the majority of them, from the comments I saw or that were available to me on Twitter, were like, Flamingo, you're disgusting for posting this. How could you do this? Oh my god, you sicken me. You were my favorite YouTuber. You betrayed me. Which, oh my god, guys. Totally, if somebody does something that you don't agree with, educating them is obviously a great option, but shaming them publicly and trying to like publicly crucify them for something when you don't even know their intentions, very weird. So regardless, Flamingo ended up removing the video, which has since been re-uploaded with some other accounts, but he ended up posting this on his post thing on YouTube. And he writes, dang, that sucks. I didn't know the creator of this game's history, WTF. I checked on the vid, sorry if you didn't get to see it. Someone probably re-upload. I just don't want to advertise their game by playing it. Which obviously, as you can see here, Flamingo, as soon as he found out that there was something going on with his game, he immediately took the video down, which first of all, I feel like some people don't always recognize this, but doing a video altogether is very expensive. And obviously for somebody of Flamingo's, size, he, I would assume, has an editor, he has a thumbnail maker, stuff like that, and he has various people working for him, so he obviously has people he has to pay. And I would theorize that he obviously paid individuals to get that video produced and published, and he spent his time and hard work making that video as well, just for him to be relentlessly attacked online because he didn't know this niche drama with a specific developer who worked on a game that he was asked to play by his follower base. Like, I understand that some people may jump to the conclusion that he was being malicious, but personally, I don't think that he was being malicious at all. I think this was an honest mistake, and it shows that he obviously regretted it, and he was like, oh my god, guys, I'm so sorry, because he didn't even consider the revenue from the video and immediately took it down out of respect for the alleged victim, and because he didn't want to, promote a game, even if these are just allegations. He doesn't want to promote that kind of stuff, which I really respect. And I think a lot of people saw this as like an aha moment, like, oh my god, guys, we got him, we caught him. He's been exposed, and people are trying to cancel him over this. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I'm sorry, but if he kept the video up and it completely ignored it, that'd be a little bit different. But the fact that he immediately removed it tells me this was an honest mistake, and I just think it's very silly that some people are so quick to try and take down a creator just because they're one of the most popular Roblox creators on the entire platform. It's giving jealousy, but anyways, thank you guys for watching, and let me know your thoughts. Oh my god, I just like... Am I okay? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm really curious what you guys think about this. Obviously, I've shared my opinion. I don't think this was malicious. I don't think he intended for this at all. But I'd like to know what you guys think, if you saw any of the negative comments, or if you maybe left him a kind comment after you saw this update. But regardless, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!